Hi guys and welcome. It's the 30th of July 2014. What we're looking at is the US military wanting to provoke war with Cuba. This is evidence of US top officials, high-ranking officers coming up with plans back in the 60s to create false flag operations. So if you're in doubt that they would deliberately blow up aircraft, sink ships and whatever else, even destroy infrastructure within cities in the US. And believe me guys, this is nothing new. This is how they control the herd, us people, the civilians as they call us. It happens, and as you can see from this, back in the 60s it took 40 years for this document to be released, or the information on this document, because it was so embarrassing at the time that they even come up with such plans and proposed such actions to tilt the way the public, or trick the American people and the international community, which means other countries, into supporting a war, in this case with Cuba, and that newly elected leader, communist Fidel Castro. What I'm saying to you guys is, it is real. This is what they do, and I'm just sick of seeing on the news right now what can only be described as an annihilation of a race of people out there in Gaza. And hypocritically it is being done by someone that claimed to have had the very same thing done to them. It is nothing short than genocide what is taking place, in my view, out there in Gaza right now by the Israelis. And I don't know what it is all about. I really don't know what the justification is for such atrocities which are taking place. These are civilian targets. Hospitals, they have destroyed their only power plant that supplied electricity to a lot of these facilities. They have destroyed key infrastructure which would be utilised in a backup method. I'm talking about, I don't understand right now how these hospitals are even running lights in them. It must be a matter of time before they go out, and also along with that, a lot of the important equipment that is saving lives right now within them hospitals. Over the last few days I've been watching videos of camera footage from these aerial bombardments. It could be drones and whatever, but I have seen them attack a hospital with excessive force twice in one go, and it leaves the place in an inferno. This is a place where people have not once been caught up in trouble, but now twice. They've very likely had their homes blown up. They was pulled out of rubble only to get took to a hospital where that would be blown up. These are war crimes going on over there right now, and these are war crimes being committed by senior level operators, if you want to call them that, or leaders of these westernised governments. And I'm not just going to, I do want to put the emphasisation on Gaza, because what's taking place now is disgusting. It is horrible, but it's also taking place in pockets in other parts of the world. And like I say, I'm getting sick to the death of seeing blood spilt in streets, and these people are not combatants. These are not soldiers that are being murdered here. These are civilian people, elderly, women, children, grandparents. These are human beings, and it doesn't matter where they come from on this planet. They are your brothers and sisters. And there, at the moment, there is an attack in many places. I mean, we've got life being valued at nothing. I mean, in Iraq by ISIS, you've got what is taking place in the Ukraine, what is taking place in Gaza, in other parts of the world that isn't out receiving the I'm just sick of it. What's happening is a rapid descent into hell upon earth. And I guarantee you, just have a look, read of this document. You know, if ever you wanted proof that they do false flag events in order to get public support, in other words, they lie blatantly to you guys. Read this document. This was happening in the 1960s. Do you not think that this has been developed and improved? I mean, this is what they do. You know, I just can't believe it, guys. More needs to be done. If we fail to support our distant brothers, if we turn a blind eye at what we see on the news and fail to act on that, then we only have ourselves to blame when that event comes closer to home, and it will do, guys. Right now, I mean, I'm going to talk about the British government. Right, I am sick of what they are spending the money on, at the same times imposing austerity measures throughout the country. They're attacking the NHS, which has been the envy of every nation upon this earth. Can you imagine this, guys? When you're ill, if you have broken a limb in your body, you can go to hospital and be put back together without a penny being charged to you. 1 penny. If you or a loved one get cancer, you'll be treated with whatever technology they've got available to them. Why would you not defend the NHS? You know, it's not just, I'm just sick of it. You know, something's got to stop here with this attitude that these pigs have got, and it is nothing short of pigness. You know, they don't care about life more than they do money. That's the bottom line. That's all they're interested in. That's why they're murdering people right now. How the hell, tell me this, I heard today in a video done by Darbu that the Rothschilds and Rupert Murdoch have got their hands on oil outside on the coastline of Gaza. Well, when you control the media, guys, like Rupert Murdoch does in most places of the world, you can cause justification for about anything you want. You can turn up the attention on one thing and distract on another as much as you want in favour of getting what you want. It is not reporting the news unbiasedly these days. What we see is propaganda for a purpose. It's like what we've seen when that MH17 went down over in the Ukraine. It was immediately blamed on the United States, and this is another. I mean, on the Soviet Union, on Russia. Sorry. Without any investigation taking place, they had already blamed them. And today we see on the news, or many of you would have seen at least yesterday, Obama imposing further sanctions. Let me tell you something right now, guys. You are already in a third world war. You better take that to the bank. We're already at third world war, but at the present time, it is sanctions being used as weapons. But it will result as weapons being used. I tell you, we stand on a precipice right now where we either turn this shit off immediately, remove these people that claim to be doing public service work when they're actually doing corporative work, remove these key people from power and change it, because if you don't, this idiotic killing which is taking place and pointlessly across this world is going to escalate. It seems to be purposely done. That's all I'm saying, guys. I think there is an agenda here to get a third world war going. The writing's on the wall. We're at a state of technological advancement where it no longer favours a workforce. We are surplus and we are being eliminated in first of all the other countries where they are easily eliminated, and it's going to come back here. If you can't get a job, you cannot participate in this monetary system, and that means you can't pay rent, you can't buy food, you can't put fuel in your car, even if you can afford a car. But there is no subsidising for these people, and if there is, it is minimal subsidisation. There are thousands and thousands of people in the UK, which is supposed to be one of the top richest countries in this world, right, suffering from malnutrition. And this is one of the richest countries in the world. Are you kidding me? Should that be? What they're going to do is they're going to sit on the crow's nest of this sinking ship, and they are going to be the last ones to get their feet wet. And they're going to hold on to this monetary system to the death. And you've seen it yourself. When these bankers run out of money, they throw themselves off the buildings because they would rather be dead than poor. This is the mentality of these individuals, these very few individuals that are causing such atrocities all over this world. If people can't unite with other countries, then I guarantee you that infestation will work its way into states within those countries, and that decay will work its way into, your communities, and in the end you will be anaesthetised that much to the point where you will do nothing about your neighbour falling by the wayside. If you've got a strong family, you should encourage a strong community. Your neighbours should be as strong as you, equally. Your community should be as strong as you. Your country should be equally as strong as you. These are fractals, right? And it just goes up in scale. And if you've got a strong country, you should support other countries to be equally as strong as you, and unite each other on this planet and work as a whole. You all share this one thing in common. This is a barbarous act of idiotic mentality, what is taking place right now. And it is only in favour of a few. I have never, and we've had the Land Registry come out about this in the UK. There has never been so few people own so much in the world. Why is the world in so much trouble right now? Well, you've got too many billionaires, right, that are stockpiling money in their account and not spending it, because if that money was in circulation, there'd be more jobs being created, there'd be more manufacturing needed. It's going by the by, guys. Where will it end, this? Well, if it continues at the rate at which it's going and in the direction it's going, and if people will not get off their arses and stand and do something about this, then I guarantee you it is a matter of time before the momentum of this, what is it going on right now in the world, picks up, and you will be there. And if you still are lucky enough to have elderly people that went through the Second World War alive, then I suggest you go round there for a little conversation with them about what it was they witnessed taking place in them days. Because this, what is taking place right now, is just a grain on the beach amongst all the other thousands and trillions of thousands of grains of sand on it. If you are bone idle and lazy and don't wish to help yourself, then no, you brought it on yourself in the end. Other than this, guys, with regards to the magnetic pole shift, which I feel is not as important as what I'm seeing right now on mainstream media and alternative scenes of media, but it is nevertheless the foundation of what this channel is about. And you know, over the coming days, I'm putting a video together with some of the data which I've managed to get now from the European Space Agency. We've managed to get hold of only A, B and 2 types of classification of information with regards to the Swarm mission, which is that mission that is monitoring the magnetosphere of the Earth, those 3 satellites, if you remember. And you know, we've got a few good videos on, you know, around 500 years of magnetic declaration. Now, I'm not sure how accurate the data is on those computer models that goes back beyond to 1950, let's say. I dare say a lot of the magnetic data that they've collected would have been from merchant shipping at the time, and in some cases it would have been, you know, a reliable source. So, you know, we can at least guarantee a better quality of information from the 1950s onwards, or even the 1900s onwards. So, you know, I'll be putting that video together. But guys, seriously, the other thing I want to say is that there are a number of channels like mine that put out the information regularly, and we're not supported by governments. We're not paid by the taxpayer to put out the information and reveal these truths. In fact, in my case, I'm constantly under attack, probably from GCHQ, with regards to their interfering on a daily basis on this channel. I am having people report to say to me that they can't subscribe to the channel, even this new channel. As you know, the other channel was banned worldwide. The videos are still there. You know, some people are still subscribing. I've got 72 paid subscriptions according to them. It dramatically went down in one go from 140 to 72, but that's regardless of the point. The fact is, they owe me over £3,000 now, and there is no way at all in which I can get that money. What I'm saying is, I won't have their advertisement on this channel, because I won't have anything to do with any of these people running the internet, GCHQ, and as I've said, Google, which is owned by NATO, and is, you know, they are turning this internet into something it was never intended to be in the first place. But the point is, guys, that I'm not the only one out there. There are many of us, but on the grand scale of things, we are too few already and unsupported. And I don't know how vulnerable others are, and I heard yesterday on a channel, you know, I won't mention the name, you know, I supported them with a little bit of cash myself, but you know, I know my vulnerabilities. I know if certain pieces of my equipment go down, that's me done, guys. You know, I can withstand so much, and then I'm gone, and then you're on your own as far as gathering information is concerned. And if you think that any of the information over the last 3 years has been not worthy of support, then when it's gone, guys, I'm no longer able therefore to help you. You know, you should be supporting us, and even supporting us financially. And if you can't support us financially, you should be help spreading the information so that more people become aware of what is running their country right now, and that it needs to be ended right now. And we can't do it on shoestring bases. You know, we need supporting. But if you're the sort of person that is just out for yourself, right, then like I said, you know, you're only weakening your own communities. You've got to see that channels like this need and should be supported. You know, there is a war going on right now for the media. If you don't want propaganda and you want true information, I mean, I cannot believe that. I'll just give you, for instance, guys, if you want one bit of, for instance, right, this has got to be it. Have you not noticed that any of the media companies haven't singly mentioned once the fact that 2 aircraft from one airline company within a space of 4 months, one has gone missing and one has been shot down over the Ukraine, and they have not mentioned, coincidentally, that these were from the same airline. They're also not reporting on the mass marches that are taking place with relation to other things. They have, I think, because it was a matter that they couldn't avoid it, had to mention the marches that are taking place now in support of Gaza and stopping this atrocity which is taking place. But guys, it's becoming progressively worse, is what I'm saying. Not only have we facing some severe changes with regards to the nature on this planet, it is also severe changes with regards to the lack of humanity on this earth. I'll put the link down there as I always do, guys. I'm asking for support. If you can support me financially, or if you can support me by spreading the awareness of the information, the data. I'd always try and report it accurately, unbiasedly. I'm doing my best, is all I can say. And with regards to that, guys, I'll say what I usually do. Always, now more than ever, be prepared, and as always, I'll say bye for now.